Welcome to the garage, and thank you for watching. You've seen the title, and that's what I'm going after. The principle behind it is the fact that the bottom of the actual fuel injector is, well, it only has an O-ring separating a large gap of air between. So there could be a potential large leak right there at the bottom of the fuel injector, while the top fuel injector O-ring is still intact, because that is the side that actually holds the fuel to the fuel rail. So what I'm thinking is the bottom O-rings on the fuel injectors have went kablooey. So hopefully that's it. I think I showed you before in another video. I got a set of the O-rings here, a whopping $7 from the auto parts store. Luckily these O-rings here come with a 2-year warranty or something like that. Okay, here we are with green and black O-rings. So I'm hoping that one of these have gone kaput, and that's what my problem is. So hopefully this is after this rebuild, it'll actually stop doing this P2A00 code, and that'll be it. But won't know until we get there. Just want to show you that I am going to disconnect that throttle position while the battery, if you can see that down in there without me pointing my finger, the battery is still connected, and I am going to go ahead and disconnect that and not have any worries about whether it's relearned or not. So I just wanted to stop and show you guys. So I'm pulling up on that right there, just using that, kind of just giving a light prying motion. And if you look at the base of the actual, well, I'm prying up here, okay, just light backwards, nothing to take anything out yet. Okay, so it's got some play, which is, you know, expected, because it's a O-ring and rubber moves because it's not concrete. But what I did notice, this is still technically bank one, this back one was moving a hell of a lot more up and down, and this back one was moving a lot compared to the other ones when I'm just, you know, lightly prying up before I actually try to unseat that, because you can kind of see how that one's moving right now a little bit. But this back one here, oh man, that was moving a lot. So that might be a good indicator. Regardless, I'm still going after it because I got these O-rings sitting here, and yeah, let's keep going at it. Holy frijoles. So for example's sake, these are brand new O-rings with rip and a tear, and then they're there. Okay, so example. Serious right now? Get out of the bag. Okay. Alright, so you have one red, or one green, and one black. That's what these look like new, okay? What I'm about to show you is the ones that are on my car that has 200,000 on it. If I can get, let's turn the light on and shine some light on this, and you see what I see, because cruddy, very cruddy. Look at that one. What is that? Like, what is that? That's supposed to be the O-ring. What is that? I might have to turn like the white balance down just to show you, because it's so freaking ashy and nasty looking that there's a possibility that that could be the whole freaking issue. But never know, because yeah, it's a wonderful time here, replacing all kinds of shit for one code. Here we go. That is a clear picture of that. That is horrible. Next up, would you look at that? Just look at it. Just take a look at that. And yeah, where's this last one at? Yeah. So you get it. These are horrible. This honestly could be the issue. When I start taking everything apart, it was the bolts were pretty much telling me that I wasn't in there ever before. So yeah, I'm gonna start picking those apart and replacing both top and bottom sides of the I don't necessarily have to do the top side because the top side is towards the fuel and I don't have a fuel leak technically, but looking at the age of the bottom ones, I really don't want to set fire to the project here because that's a big old nope. This is all the crud that's coming off of this though. I don't see anything down the barrel. The barrel looks clear. It just looks really rotten down below on the O-ring. And top one don't look so too good either, but I mean it looked better than the bottom one did. So moving on. So I just wanted to cover that to make sure that it didn't spew out anywhere. I'm not exactly wearing safety goggles right now. Regardless, I used a little bit of the gas that came out of it to help clean it. I'm gonna put these on the bench after and actually go through a small bottle of the cleaner just to help everything out. But yeah, rinse and repeat, and I'm gonna get going on these other ones, and I'll give you let you get a look at the comparison on O-rings. Alright, so this is the O-rings that are all off of the old injectors. I guess these are the factory OEM ones. I'm not sure, but they still have some flexibility, but they were definitely way harder and a different size than the ones I just put on there. I did put black on bottom, but just with the simple Harbor Freight hook, I was able to take these off of here. The ones around the bottom of the O-rings are a little bit harder to take off, just FYI. And also, just FYI, if you do the injector O-rings, okay, clean this area in between here. I brushed it with one of these kind of toothbrushes here, and I went ahead and pretty much cleaned in between there where the O-ring sits, and then I wiped it off with a towel, in which case gives me this nice kind of finish that you see about you right now. Then I put just a little bit of its engine assembly lube, the Lucas oh, Big B assembly lube. There we go, semi-synthetic. This right here is great for O-rings and other things without deteriorating anything. So I put just a little bit on there, which is why that O-ring looks glossy. I didn't do it on the bottom side yet because I still want to clean the manifold. Make sure that nothing slides in that way when I put this back together. But just a tip, FYI, when you're putting these back together, get your O-rings back on there and then put your clip in first. So let me set you up here. This is so simple. Once you have this all set up here and put together here, it's just as simple as, because the O-ring or the injector connector goes towards the outside, and all I'm doing is just a little nice pressing together, and it just clicked in there. Give it a little twist, a little bounce around just to make sure everything seats, and there it is. I can really feel it seat now. It doesn't want to twist or anything, so there it is. Just that easy. Put that clip on there first and then just smush that upward nicely. Keep in mind that you're dealing with a piece of rubber that's keeping all your fuel in, okay? So be really nice about it when you put this in here. But regardless, a little snap twist, a little wiggle, nothing too crazy, not trying to break the plastic fuel injector. Easy as pie. Nice and easy. Everything's just clipping in just right. All right, and there you have it. So I'm gonna clean the bottom of the manifold where these black O-rings, all the black O-rings there on the bottom of the injectors. I'm gonna clean those orifices, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this all back together. And this is so highly plausible that it's the O-ring, and then being it 200,000 plus miles. It's not the average thing that goes bad. This is the towel that I use to clean the injectors. That ain't clean, so yeah, definitely. And this isn't even the only one. I used 6 other ones just to clean and get those out of there. So there's a lot of crud in there. So there's a good chance that this actually might solve that lovely P2A00 code. So hopefully this is it. So after I should have been rolling for rebuilding this, because when I was rebuilding this, I heard 2 of the most devastating noises I could hear right now, which it was these 2 bolts I over torqued, which heard like a good old pink kind of noise going on, and it was not good. So I took it all apart again, re-tapped the threads on that and that one and that one there. Okay, those 2 that I was showing you, and I tried to get longer bolts. It didn't really help. It was the threads inside the lower one here that's, you know, waiting for the nice guy to come down and screw into it. So I re-tapped that, got some different bolts. It's working out for now. When I threw it back together, okay, when I threw it back together, I heard a vacuum noise, and it's not this vacuum. It was actually a true vacuum noise coming from there. The actual spacer, I don't know if it warped or if that was just originally just not plotted right when it was made. It was leaking right in this area here. That was leaking right there. Unfortunately, I had to delete my intake spacer. So after I took that apart and deleted that and got rid of that vacuum noise and did those 2 bolts, got those to kind of fit in together, and put it all back together. After a short while, the code did come back again. So fuel injectors, they were an issue, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to show you here in a second on the graph on this episode what the difference is on that one, because while driving it did seem so much better. Like it really was like a lot better. In fact, I was able to chirp, 3rd gear chirped like it used to, since this problem has been going on. But with the recent, you know, fix with all the injector O-rings, it actually did chirp this time. So before the code was set, it was there and giving me quite a bit of power that I was happy to have, even without the spacer in there. I still have the throttle body spacer up there. Oh, there we go. I still have that spacer there, but that's still, you know what I mean, it's deleted. I didn't want to. I did not put new fuel injectors on yet, but I did do the fuel injector O-rings because it was only like $6 or $7, and it was quite needed. It is what it is. I will find this problem out one way or another. I am going to go ahead and add that. So after the repair, on the graph, the mass airflow is represented by blue. Engine speed is a weird gray. Well, we'll go with that. Bank 1 red, and light green is bank 2. And as soon as I got this thing started, it pretty much went. It registered everything as really rich. So what happened after I did the fuel injector O-rings? Well, as you see on the first blip here, it didn't raise very much. If you can see that on the graph, there is barely an upward motion with the light green and the red, so that'd be the air fuel, you know, O2 sensors. There's a lot of air being asked of or coming through on the light blue, and as that blue is coming up, O2 sensors are just barely going up and then spiking down as the engine RPM is raising up. So that little area right there, that one right there is doing a lot better instead of spiking up and then coming down. And we'll get to the next one so you can kind of see 113, 144 going up to 2000 RPMs. We have 1.5 volts on the mass airflow, nice little blip. But you see there's just a small blip there, which I think might still be the issue, because again, like I said, the code came back after driving, for fuck's sake. And it's doing its usual, trying to figure everything out. And looking at that the red went way down. It didn't even come up. It went way down, and then went ahead and did its usual thing. The green, however, did spike up just a little bit. And it spiked up just a little bit before it registered the mass airflow sensor voltage, so maybe that's an issue, maybe not, don't know. It's a decent amount though. Less of a blip. These are definitely less of a blip coming in right there, right there, for the green and the red. Of course, I'm going to still stay on this and everything, but I wanted to give you guys a look at the graph like right after the repair on the same video. So as you can see, this looking a lot better, a lot more clean as to what we were looking for before, I do believe, because here we are, a nice strong blip of air, and the red line almost barely comes up, and then it shoots down, which is fine, you know. Again, all these cylinders don't fire at the same exact time, so I think that's okay. But we move on to the next one, and yeah, look at that, 0.27, hella rich. So you can see how this graph is really helpful to what's going on the vehicle, and every repair makes a difference. So hopefully for you, maybe it's just the fuel injector rings. Be careful, by the way. I put the colored ones up top and the black ones on the bottom. So keep that in mind. I think I did that right. And I didn't have any fuel leaks. I still don't have any fuel leaks. Knock on technology. But I don't have any fuel leaks at this point or anything like that. So black O-ring set, if they give you 6 black and then 6 colored, the colored go towards the fuel, I do believe. And even looking at this next spike here, you can see how that actually, the red spiked upward before it came down, which that might be why it's setting off. But that green went up, not nearly as much, but it did come down. But I think that red one right there, I think that might be the issue right there, how it went hella lean when it was definitely looking for fuel to be in there. And it really wasn't. It was very late, if you can tell what I'm talking about there. Between the engine RPM, the mass airflow sensor, and then looking at the crisscross of the light green and the red, represented by how much fuel is being dumped in there. So I'm pretty sure that's the issue that's going on here. Just a little bit of yeah, both green and red go down. That seemed like I wasn't asking for very much air, but the RPM definitely shot up and the fuel went downward, which is what we're looking for. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. That's what the repair did to it. It is working better. It's just not where it's supposed to be at, and obviously with the code coming back, I still have more work to do. I do hope that the fuel injector O-ring might be your problem and you can finally solve this for yourself. Hopefully I can figure this out for myself as well, but really for real though, I do hope that it's just a fuel injector O-ring kit, because it's cheap as hell, under $10, and you can walk out with change. Probably grab a pack of Skittles from AutoZone that's probably been there for 3 years or so, but regardless, you know, it's a cheap repair, and hopefully that's your issue. You can even see there, that one next, it didn't give all the fuel that it should have, and then it spiked way to the rich side like it usually does afterward, but not a lot of fuel right there. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that and what was going on. If these graphs are helpful, which I hope they really are, go ahead and hit the like button, or just let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. But regardless, thanks for watching again, and I will see you guys on the next one.